Hey guys, Pastor Rod, happy Wednesday morning. Today's brief message is going to come to us out of Psalm chapter 34, verse 4. This is a psalm of David when he was pretending to be insane before King Abimelech. The story, the way the account happens, is that David had fled from King Saul, and first he went to the city of Nob, and then he moved on to Gath, which was a Philistine area. And his thought process was, if I haven't found refuge in my own house, then I will try the Philistines. And when he got there, he was not greeted well at all. They began to ask questions and say, "Hey, isn't this the guy of whom these songs were sung? Saul has killed his thousands and David his tens of thousands." And they begin to recognize that, David probably wasn't their friend. And David began to realize the gravity of his own situation. He was actually in a lot of trouble. And so what he did is he pretended to be insane. He drew on the walls of the gates, and he let the spittle run down his beard, and he just acted like a crazy person. And in the end, the king said, "I think I have enough crazy people in town. I don't need one more," and they sent him on his way. In this passage, David is writing this psalm. He says this, he says, "I sought the Lord, and he answered me, and he delivered me from all my fears." You know, sometimes we get ourselves in situations where fear begins to take hold. Sometimes that's of our own doing, and sometimes it's not of our own doing. We live in a time today which is really not of our own doing, and fear is gripping people all over the place. Fear is causing all kinds of crippling things to happen to people. A lot of people are putting on a good face, and yet deep inside they are gripped, terrified, just put in a stalemate by fear. They're afraid to move to the left or to the right. And so this morning I just want to encourage you with a simple word. David sought the Lord, and the Lord delivered him from all of his fears. And I want you to understand, as David writes this isn't a theology, this isn't a mental assent, this isn't a battle cry or a creed or anything like that. It's simply an account of a life experience. I was in trouble. I sought the Lord, and he delivered me from all my fear. Now, David goes on in verse 5, and he says this, "Those who look upon him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame." In this, we learn another deep truth. If you were at the service on Sunday, I spoke a little bit about the time that we're in and all of these bad words that are floating around and these negative words that are floating around. See, your face will reflect whatever you're gazing on. If you gaze into a bright light, your face will reflect that light. And if you gaze into the darkness, your face is going to reflect the darkness. What I encourage you to do today is to reflect on the light. Turn your face toward the light. Look on him. In Romans chapter 10, Paul says this. He's quoting the scripture. He says, "For the scripture says, whoever believes in him will not be disappointed, will not be let down." Friends, God is for us. And if God is for us, then who can be against us? Today I want to encourage you, if there's even a hint of fear anywhere in your life, take it before the Lord. I sought the Lord, and he answered me, and he delivered me from all my fears. Friends, that's the nature of who he is. It's what he wants to do. He wants us to be free of these things. And so today I encourage you, turn your face toward him and walk with him. Have a great week.